Hey, what's up YouTube? steamtowngamer here, and today we are rocking Resident Evil Code Veronica on the PlayStation 2. So this is a side game. We're going to be mostly focusing on Claire Redfield. Essentially, she gets captured by Umbrella because she broke into their Paris lab and sent to an island in the middle of nowhere. It's basically Umbrella's secret training facility for their military forces. But once again, we're coming into a new game, which means new characters as well as new enemies, especially the BOWs. They were conducting some BOW research there, but that's only a small part of the game. The rest of the game will actually happen at a research facility, and once again a lot of BOWs there. Essentially, this does, since it is an older game, we're going to be seeing a lot of zombies. The T-virus has been released because the island was attacked by an unknown enemy. We do not know who it was at this time. Oh, I believe, now that I think about it, I believe it was Wesker. Wesker was after something. Right now he is an enemy of Umbrella at this point in time. And we're going to also be introduced to the Ashfield family. Now, if you follow the Resident Evil universe at all, the Ashfield family was a big played a big role in the creation of the Umbrella Company. In fact, they are one of the key founders and probably a benefactor of all the funds coming in. So that's really interesting. We're going to meet one of the family members behind that. Let's just go straight into it, shall we?
Resident Evil.
I love that Resident Evil sound. It's just really iconic.
The American Midwestern town, Raccoon City, has been completely decimated due to the T-virus outbreak that was instigated by the international corporation Umbrella. Claire Redfield, who arrived in Raccoon City to search for her lost brother Chris, and a rookie police officer, Leon S. Kennedy, managed to escape from the city. But their ordeal was only a prelude of things to come. Three months later.
Your identification number is WKD 4496. Welcome to your new home.
Been wearing the same clothes.
Her name is Claire Redfield. We caught her trespassing in our Paris lab facility 10 days ago.
Oh, no,
she apparently infiltrated the complex looking for her lost brother, Chris Redfield, one of the surviving members of RPD's famous STARS teams.
So Chris was a STARS member. Matrix style.
Don't move.
So that guy there is on the island as well. It's weird that he would be there, but I'm guessing because he assisted in her capture, for some reason he got escorted to the island. Maybe as a, promotion of some kind for capturing the infiltrator. So we can use the lighter to actually see who's outside. So shortly after she was obviously knocked out and had a sack put on her head, probably moved around a bit for the last 10 days. She probably hasn't even had a shower, judging by she's wearing the same clothes, so she hasn't really been washed or anything. I'd say within a few hours of being put on the island, because she was knocked out by a melee attack, but who knows no, she got there awake. So who knows exactly how long she's been on the island, but I know that shortly after she got onto the island, it was attacked. I don't know if it has anything to do with the fact. It probably is coincidence, but I know that Wesker shows up, so possibly. I'm going to wait till I see what Wesker says, but either way, he attacked the island, which released a T-virus that they were experimenting on, and now it has created countless zombies and monsters. I don't need to read the playing manual. Sorry. There we go. Start is it menu. Him again. So obviously he's been attacked.
Perfect. Go on. Get out of here. This place is finished. I don't know, it might have been a special forces team. But in any case, this prison's been taken over. Troops have been wiped out.
What are you saying?
You're free to leave the complex. But you may as well know you have no chance of getting off this island.
And what about you? What are you going to do?
Don't worry about me.
That's the guy who captured her, but he is a decent guy. Remember, he's just working for Umbrella. He doesn't really know that they're complete assholes. So I'm guessing that we're somewhere in the France area, I'd say. Off the coast of France somewhere. A homotastic capsule is on the floor. Humonostatic. I'm going to look that up. So I'm guessing because he captured her, he had the role to escort her to this facility. And this facility is really horrifically bad. It's almost compared to a concentration camp by the Nazis. It's just terrible. They keep people as live subjects for their experiments. You know, every now and then. Sometimes they just cut their heads off in an old-fashioned guillotine, because this is a medieval-based island. The Ashfield family has lived there for that long, and they've got like guillotines and torture devices and shit. So this is, and she's got a limited inventory for now. She will be able to upgrade it at some point in the near future. Hose. I'm guessing that this is their shower, so I'm kind of glad that she hasn't had a shower yet, because that sounds terrible. We can take the knife. It's pretty messed up how he would just entrust her with a knife like that. Okay, so apparently that medication causes bleeding to stop and to keep blood within a damaged blood vessel to stop hemorrhaging. Okay, so that's what that thing does. I'm not going to save it. That is a ink ribbon, and that's a typewriter. So obviously you need an ink ribbon to save, so you do have a limited amount of those in the games. You can't just walk past this the typewriter and save it, but there are quite a lot of it, so the concept of hoarding these is laughable at best. So as I'm playing this game, I'm uploading part 10 of Resident Evil 5, so that's just a heads up, something I like to say when I'm recording. It's 99% loaded. It takes 2 minutes remaining, and then it's going to process, and then I just have to hit publish. It's just that simple. Now the T-virus got released, and we are going to walk through a graveyard. It's also raining, so that's why this thing isn't lit up like a dead body can be seen in a briefcase inside. There's no point getting the briefcase yet. We need a lockpick, I believe it is. Completely different cutscene will activate at the same time. So, yeah, 2 different cutscenes. I did find that kind of weird. So a lot of these people are probably experiments. Basically, all we have to do is run. That's like the wrong button. Oh no, no, get off me. Circle. Hold circle to run. I'm on bottom. I'm still fine, okay. So here's a weird piece of information. Well, a useless piece of information. This might trigger a cutscene. It hasn't just yet, but if we move, it would trigger a cutscene. This is the first game I actually tested out my little recording device on, simply because I was playing it at the time. I never finished it, but I have finished it once in the past.
No!
Wait, don't shoot!
Who are you?
Huh? You're not a zombie. Well, great. Wait right there. I'm coming over.
That's prisoner 267.
Sorry about that little misunderstanding, but I thought you were another one of those monsters.
Shut up. Make one wrong move and I'll shoot.
Relax, beautiful. I said I was sorry. My name's Steve. I was a prisoner on this island. And I'm guessing you're not from Umbrella either.
No, I'm Claire. Claire Redfield.
Claire. Nice. I'll remember that.
He's checking her out.
Hey, I heard there's an airport around here. And once I find it, I can finally escape from this crazy island. I'll see ya.
Hey, wait up!
I don't want you following me, lady. You'll only slow me down.
Once again, a typical zombie game. They just split up almost instantly. It's just, well, that's probably one of the stupidest things you could do. The raining should stop any time soon, any time now. I don't know which way he went. I think he went, yes, he went this way. No, he obviously did not. So he must have went this way. This is the only way you can go. Otherwise, back that way. That way is sealed off. Hey, there's a dumpster over here. Apparently just a dust box. Okay. Here we go. So the area Claire was in was very soundproof because I'm guessing she didn't hear any of the commotion that was going on around her because she had no clue. Now there's a herb here, but there's also a couple more herbs inside. So we're just going to leave that there for now and come back to it a bit later. We will be coming back and forth from this area. So there's no real point in grabbing it just yet. Oh crap. Crap. Walk straight into it. This is the mess hall, obviously, or the cafeteria. Pretty crappy one. I mean, Umbrella's supposed to be state of the art and they've got really dated stuff here. So you may not realize this, but these people here who are like got ripped apart in their bunks are going to turn. Prisoner's diary. This is just about this guy who has been on the island, and they are carting people off one by one, and he's writing that he's the last one. They say that there's a place behind the this shed here, this little camp where they keep the prisoners. I don't think they're keeping the prisoners here though. I think these are the soldiers. I think the guy happened to just pick up the guy just happened to pick up a prisoner's diary. So if you pick up those bullets, that zombie will break through, and he is carrying some heavy duty machine guns as well. Don't mind if I do. So unlike Resident Evil 5, which I just played, the inventory is, you can just basically keep filling up your inventory with the same bullet and it'll just take up one space. One bullet, one space. That's basically how it works. So that could reach, you know, 500 or so. I love the music, I love the atmosphere. This is a game changer. has taken a small amount of damage, nothing too, not much of a big deal. Bastard. Okay, so that guy's taken care of. She is, of course, bitten, and she won't get infected the same way as the, like in the other previous games. She can get poisoned though. That's the thing. Remember in Resident Evil 5, if you've seen me play it, the moth creatures, they sort of came from this area, but we won't see them a bit later on into the game till we get to the Arctic Research Facility. These are soldiers, so I'm guessing the soldiers having to pick up one of the prisoners' diary. Oh crap. Now the ones wearing the white are stronger. The ones in the white shirt, yeah, have a higher defense. I still shouldn't be using this weapon. Now this weapon, you cannot reload it again. Once it runs out, that's it. So just be wary on how you use it. You want this map. That's the whole main reason we came in for this area, the prison map. This is a prison slash training facility. That's a tiny ass TV. And look, it would appear that the people who are high up in the chain, as it goes, so it would be like the generals or the just the higher ups, literally sit higher up from the rest of the crowd and have their own TV, while the piss-ons, if you will, have to sit below with the small, with no TV at all. I'd say that's probably how it works. It's generally how it works in a sort of military situation. That is the toilet. A toilet with some rather disgusting stains and a horrible smell and use. What did that say? Shabby magazines are piled up here. What the hell does shabby mean? Shabby. I'm gonna look that word up. S-H-A-B-B-Y. This is a very interactive game. Of poor condition through long use or lack of care. So they've been heavily used. It's possible that this facility did not get much funding, because look at this place. Umbrella is supposed to be state of the art, and I know that the Ashfield family, the whole concept is they had seen better times. Their way of life was deteriorating because of a series of bad decisions made by their father. Their grandfather saved their family by investing in the Umbrella Corporation, yet their father put them into ruin in many ways, because look at this place. It's terrible. They're supposed to be in charge of this place and it's falling apart. Everything's cheap. They haven't rebuilt anything. Once again, that is one of the classic Resident Evil enemies, the zombie dogs. Now they won't come back until we literally walk back past that area. We have to proceed forward through this gate. Once we come back, 2 zombie dogs from both directions will come out, and that's where those machine guns will come in handy again. because the machine guns allow us to shoot in 2 directions at the same time. Oh crap. Damn, this one's fast. This is what I'm going to do now. 1, 2, 3. Start. Equipped. 1. Yes, I feel that work. Now the same technique can be applied with just about any zombie, but remember that the ones in the white shirts take considerably more. It's a better idea to shoot 5 times, then take them out with the knife. We could have even just taken them out with a knife and not even tried at all. And we can raise this up, but I have a feeling it's a bad idea. It appears to be locked. I have to release the lock first. So this is called Project Veronica, or Code Veronica, because we're talking about Veronica Ashfield. Essentially, their father has also died under mysterious circumstances, and the twins, his twin, were set in charge. 1 female, 1 male, and they seem to have this kind of incest relation going on between them. It's kind of creepy, to be honest, but they seem to be happy. Anyway, a few years back, I think like 11 years back, the daughter, who was a genius, although the male proceeded to have a above average intelligence, the daughter was a bona fide genius and excelled in all her studies. Her idea was to cross the T virus with another virus that they of course found in Africa, which she had indeed named the Veronica virus. What she had done was inject herself with it and then put herself in cryogenic stasis, because it takes years for the virus to slowly infuse with her DNA, as compared to the other experiments. One who she actually committed on her father, which did generate huge results, but they were unstable. She realized that she had to basically introduce it really slowly over a long period of time. So she put herself in cryogenic stasis while her brother sort of took over the family. Although there's not much to the family now, it's just him. And he has snapped. The pressure of running the facility, missing his sister, who, you know, has an incest relation. Pretty messed up. It doesn't actually say that they're, you know, have an incest relation, but things just seem off between them. They're too close, if you know what I mean.
Please deposit any metallic items you have in the security box.
And what we're going to do is, we can't take any weapons into the next room. So we basically have to get rid of anything metal. So that includes the cigarette lighter. Literally everything I have is made of metal, and that means we can't take anything made of metal out as well. That includes my cigarette lighter as well, before I forget. Now, it's important to take the fire extinguisher. You may be tempted to leave it in here, but you have to take the fire extinguisher out of the box. We won't come to that until a bit later, but just as a reminder, take the fire extinguisher out of the security box and put it into your normal storage facility. Believe me, you do get a box later on in the game where you can just store whatever the hell you want. This is first aid spray. Of course, you know what this does. It's a very, Resident Evil item, I would say. This is just the instruction manual on how to do this. Essentially, you put something in here, and it remakes it in here. That's all it does. And we're actually going to manufacture a key. but a very strange key. These are acid rounds. These are like the grenade rounds, but they are made of metal. Now here's a new contract. These are bow gas rounds, which means they work against the biological weapons. They are a specific ammunition for the biological weapons, the hunters, the Dominator class tridents, which we will encounter at least one of them. It's a gas. Basically you fire it and then the room fills with the BOW gas, which sort of brings it down. So having those three on you at all times, well not at all times, just having those on you is a good calming effect, and you really need these. I'm going to go ahead and tell you to save them. You will know when you need them, but I can assure you it's not on this
any
island.
metallic items you have in the security box.
It's actually when you have to leave the island, I should say. I'm just preparing them by putting them in here. No, it turns out the first aid spray is metallic. Sorry, I thought I could get away. It turns out it's not. Now there's no way around this device at the moment. Reading the documentation. Be sure to verify the content of the following facility access application form and add the applicant's name to the expected visitors list. Chief Prison Guard Room, Paul Cinder. Is that the name of that black dude with the mustache? I hereby apply for the access permission to Prison Area A. Following details: visitor's name, Carl Grasham. That's probably him, Carl. Carrying in the following materials: new product sample from Material Industries. Okay, this is just telling you that the guy's bringing in this new synthetic metal that can't be detected by those machines, metal detectors. So that's actually really important to know. It's a new ally.
Chris Redfield.
What are you doing here?
Chris Redfield. Is he a relative of yours or something?
You mean my brother?
Ah. Your siblings. Well, it seems your brother is under surveillance by Umbrella.
What? I've got to contact Leon and tell him to let my brother know he's being monitored. It's a good thing I have access to an outside connection from here.
Well, that file shows the latitude and longitude of this place. Why don't you send your brother the coordinates and ask him to come help?
Thanks. I'll do that.
Hey, I was just kidding.
Kinda messed up,
There's
man.
no way he could get here, even if he is your brother.
Yes, he can. I'm sure of it.
No way. He won't come. You'll just end up disappointed if you rely on others. Believe me, I know.
What was that all about?
That was about his dad. He's got daddy issues, obviously. Essentially, what happened was his dad was trying to sell Umbrella's secrets, and of course, Umbrella did not like that. So him and his dad were sent here, and his dad got turned into a zombie. Okay, it's still saving. This is kind of disturbing. It hasn't moved. Okay, something is definitely... Oh! Oh! It's glitching out here. I mean, I got this from a yard sale, so... Not a yard sale, a second-hand shop. $5. No, it wasn't $5. It was $2. $2 at a second-hand store. It was just thrown in with the DVDs and other various video games that are pretty much crap. As I said before, I love to hit the yard sales. I love to hit the second-hand shops, you know, online stores, things like that track down interesting games. And you'd be surprised at just how cheap you can get these video games at yard sales for.
Please deposit any metallic items you have in the security box.
What's weird, or it's not really weird, but you find a lot of video games for Buzz. You know, the Buzz video game, as well as SingStar. You can't give those away. No one wants SingStar. No one wants it. I feel like I was supposed to get something in here. Perhaps I'm just going to go in and take one more little look around, but I feel like we've left something behind. Probably investigate that door. So this is some kind of workshop, blah blah blah. That's what we needed. So this is a key to the really big gate outside. Unfortunately, it's made of metal and we cannot take it out of this room. That's what we came in here to do. That will unlock the shutters. So, as far as the Resident Evil games, we don't have grenades, we don't have, it's not a very fast moving game, it's just point, shoot, move on, point, shoot, move on. Activated. So, basically, at the start when we saw that van that exploded, that briefcase has this material in it, but in order to get it, we have to either, we have to put out the fire, which means we have to fire a fire extinguisher, which is a bit further up ahead. Sorry about this, guys, just having a couple little technical difficulties with my laptop. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and put that in there. So we're going to get a full fire extinguisher, which we're going to find a bit later on in the game. Then we're going to come back. It's been scanned, so all we have to do is put an alloy underneath that little thing, and it'll cut out an exact duplicate, and therefore we have a key that we can take out. And of course, as soon as we duplicate this key, the zombies are just going to smash open these windows and come through. Please take any of the items you have. So we activated that switch. So now when we go through here, shot that thing, which caused it to explode. Just hang on a second. Each shot is 1%. I think that's how it works. Each shot is 1%. How is that guy still alive? There's the forest. Up the forest. Oh, damn it. Another deck is open. We can look around and find this key. By the looks of it, one of the prisoners acquired, thinking that it would open the key to freedom, but it didn't. Turns out it's just kind of a shortcut. So the last act of defiance or attempt to escape was in many ways hilariously stupid. It's for this gate here, but we can't use this gate yet. We have to unlock it around the other side. And as soon as we go around, we're going to get attacked by the zombie dogs. So we're going to equip these, so these will allow us to fire in 2 different directions at once. Oh crap. That's Resident Evil 4. It just gives you a shit ton of ammo, and then the next thing you know, it's taking it away again. But those are the last dogs in that area, so we don't have to worry about them again. Remember the fact that I said there was a herb up here? We're just going to go ahead and take this herb, and we're going to eat the herb. My guess is the first aid spray was probably created from this herb. It's basically just a sprayable version of the herb. So that's a simple padlock. We can use the key that we found. Now it's going to ask us if we want to throw away the key. The reason it asks us is because if we say no, we want to keep the key and we hold on to it, which is a huge pain in the ass, we can put it in our inventory, and then when we play the game again, we've always got the key, so we can just walk up to the padlock and then do it again. But I'm probably not going to play it straight after again, so no. That's essentially how it works. Wow, that was close. So if you recall, we finished Resident Evil 5. I still got to leave a review of that game. That was the guy from the actual van. What we're going to do is we're going to walk up to the fire and try not to get burnt, which we just got a little bit burnt there, but... So I thought we needed the lockpick. Turns out all we have to do is put out the fire. Now here's something a little interesting. What we have to do is we have to examine the item. So we have to hit check. Then we turn it to the side, and then we'll just notice there is a button. There's a button. Push the button. Yes. The TG-01 was inside the briefcase. It just tells you about experimental alloy that we're working on that is undetectable. Fuck off. So we will have to go back to him eventually when we find more of that medicine to help stop the bleeding. So eventually we just have to go back the way we came. So we're here. And now we've got the shortcut. Great, more zombies. So we can't walk through with the fire extinguisher as well. Now, I remember before at the start when I said,
please deposit any metallic
take it
items
out.
you have in the security box.
Doesn't mean take it out immediately because you're sort of strapped for room. So don't take it out immediately. Just remember to come back for it. Believe me, you cannot leave. You can leave this thing in there, but you do need the fire extinguisher later on in the game in the research base, the Archer's research base. You need it, and if you forget it, you cannot pick up the experimental gun, which I believe is a Magnum. There's a free Magnum in the game, and it will really help you out. And you basically suck if you can get them. So this is something I'm going to do on purpose. I'm going to purposely set it off. Yes, I know. I'm incredible. Why? Because now the shutters are closed. So when we go through here, we are. Duplication complete. So now we have a key to that really big door up ahead. So all I have to do is hit this button and it will release everything. But you see, the second you had done it, all the windows would have smashed and the zombies would have gotten out. Now that the shutters are all closed, they can't get through there. So I'm going to go ahead and deactivate this and run. See, that is a trick that I have learned I've just basically cheated the game. Because remember, there's a very tight space there and you don't actually have any weapons on you. So the only way to get through it is to basically take the damage. So you don't really have enough room to take it. Oh, wrong way. Wrong way. I'm just gonna leave it like that, to be honest. He's wearing the same neck tag as Claire and that guy. So I'm guessing that, yeah, these were prisoners as well. There was a doctor in there that we find out who was doing these horrifically torture experiments. He wasn't even experimenting. He was just torturing these poor people with like Dark Ages equipment. They have a Iron Maiden in there, which one guy was trapped in there, locked. The guy locked him in there. And only Alexander, who's the head of the this facility, knows about him and allows him to do these things, as long as it doesn't interfere with his work. So it's a really mad scientist setup they've got here. And now we get through. So I've mentioned the enemies at the start of the game. We're going to be introduced to some enemies that are only going to be seen on this island, as well as we're even going to see the Dominators. I'm pretty sure they may be experimenting with a Dominator. As you know, there are two types of Dominators. There are the first ones, which is the Type 1 prototypes, the Dominator known as the Tridents. Big blue things, move really slowly, don't expose them to heat, otherwise they rapidly speed up and then become really aggressive. The problem is that that one was abandoned because they don't have much puzzle solving abilities. They're pretty dim-witted and easily outsmarted. They simply don't have the drive to really chase down a enemy. And then, as you know, the real more famous one is the Nemesis Dominator. Who you've seen from the video games, you've seen from the movies, is quite aggressive. Obviously, there's huge differences between the two. Nemesis will chase after you. Nemesis is quite aggressive. Far superior hunting skills. You have to outrun him throughout the entirety of the game. He just keeps coming, does not stop. And that's why the Nemesis program was activated. I believe that some of the creatures in here may be a prototype of the fully functional prototype. They may be malfunctioning prototypes. We don't actually read on about them. Perhaps I'll look them up to find out. Because I know that there's a couple web pages where they go into detail about the enemies that we've seen here. So that's probably a good idea to look these up. It's Boxing Day, by the way, 2016. And the guys with the hard hats, as you know, are more difficult. Now we're heading up to a mansion. This is basically a guest house, if you will. It's not where the twins would actually sleep. This is just a guest house where they would have company. That's why I got dominated just then. I believe there is a third one. So once again, this is a older Resident Evil game, as you know, which means it has the weird locks for doors as well, just weird items. Especially Resident Evil Project Veronica, this game here, has abundance of these weird things. In fact, this little glowing thing over here, which I'm not going to pick up yet because it's just going to take up room, is a one set of key. You need to pick up all 3, and that allows you access to the submarine bay. That's it. Oh, to another facility, another part of the facility, I should say. We've taken the green herb. I'm going to ingest this herb. So a lot of the high-ranking soldiers, possibly some of the investors would come here to this facility. A lot of higher-ups would just come to this area here and probably stay in this part. But beyond this part is another mansion, and this mansion is owned by the actual family themselves. And no one is allowed in that facility. No one at all. But no one is allowed in that mansion except for the twins. And one's on ice, and the other is her brother. I'll take the rounds. This is a security pass thing. Security lock systems have been activated, basically rendering certain doors locked. It's electronically locked. I believe you can go into this part here, which is the washroom. Notice the door? I think this is a washroom. And by washroom, I mean bathroom. Yes, we want to be quick in here. That's a fucking pain in the asses. So there's this. First aid spray, and that is it. Okay, we got in and we got out. We took some damage. But nothing really to cry about. They don't do much, but it's just a lot of them, really. That's the whole concept of them, is that there's just a lot of them. So this place is really cool. It's got a casino, it's got like a lounge area, it's got like a war room. That is a painting of, I can't really tell who it is. Once again, a safe room. So I'm just going to show you around this little safe room before we continue on. And I end this episode. Another playing manual. Oh no, secretary's note. Okay, let's find out about the secretary. For years, 4 years have passed since I began servicing Sir Alfred. He doesn't trust anyone, even though I am his attendant. I am still strictly prohibited from entering his private house. What is his problem anyway? So his name is Alfred, not Alexandra. They say he lives with his twin sister, Alexia, in his private house on the hill. Occasionally I've seen someone standing by the window of the house. It might have been Alexia, whose extreme beauty is often talked about. So the guys are like joking around how hot she is. I once asked Sir Alfred about this, but it only enraged him. Even though I am his attendant, he will not show me any leniency. If I ask about her again, I could put my life at risk. Remember, a lot of people don't come back from this island. After all, it is a mystery why he so desperately tries to keep his private life with Alexandra a secret. So the secretary is saying that there is his sister, staying at the house, at his private house. But I can assure you, that's not his sister. His sister is staying at his sister is in Antarctica, a research facility owned by him. Essentially, he is waiting for her, quite desperately. Not just romantically, she is a genius, and she is basically in charge of bringing the family back from the brink of, extinction, because they've failed. Well, their father failed, in fact. She's saying it's locked by a simple lock, and we need a lock pick. So there's a couple of things that we need to do. So his private house is through this door, at least the pathway to his private house. But to get there, you have to put these golden lugers in that holder there. Once again, another weird door that can only be opened that way. Once they get in, you can get to the private house, which isn't even locked. Because ain't no one getting in there. Fine, I'm pretty sure. Yes, the umbrella ID card. Now that computer downstairs, all we have to do is enter the number from the back of this card into the computer. That's what we're going to do next, and that's what I'm going to do in this second episode. So I'm going to end it right now, as a matter of fact. So like and subscribe to my channel. Write in the comment section if you think I've missed anything, what game you want to see, things like that. What you think I should do, what you think I should do a little differently. Alright YouTube, catch you later.